What happens when Hollywood's toughest star steps into morning television? The biggest personality meets one of the most popular hosts, and things go completely off the rails. You're about to see one of the most explosive celebrity interviews ever aired live. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below because this story will leave you stunned. The Good Morning America studio was buzzing with the usual pre-show energy as cameras rolled for what was expected to be a routine promotional interview. Sylvester Stallone had come to talk about his latest project. From the moment he sat across from Strahan, there was a tense energy in the air. "Sly, great to have you back on the show." Michael began with his usual smile, shuffling his notes. "So, let's discuss this new film. I have to say, some critics call it a desperate attempt to relive past glory. How do you respond?" The question hit like a hammer. Stallone's jaw tightened, eyes narrowing. The normal pleasantries were skipped. "Excuse me," Stallone said, his gruff voice sharper than usual. "Desperate. That's how you want to start this conversation?" "Michael, I'm just asking what people are thinking." "Sly, you're 78, still throwing punches on screen. Some wonder if you know when to hang up the gloves." The audience shifted uncomfortably. This wasn't the light-hearted morning talk they expected. Stallone leaned forward, gripping the chair. "Let me tell you what desperate really is, Michael. Desperate is asking questions like that to get ratings. Desperate is trying to bring down someone who's been entertaining longer than you've been alive." "Hold on, Sly," Michael said, his smile fading. "I'm just doing my job. These are real questions about your career." "Your job?" Stallone's voice rose. "Your job is supposed to be conversation, not ambushing a guest. I've been making movies since you were playing football, and I don't need a host lecturing me about career choices." The tension was thick. Camera operators glanced nervously at directors. Michael straightened, surprised by the pushback. "Listen, I respect everything you've done, but I ask tough questions." "That's journalism." "Journalism?" Stallone laughed harshly. "Is that what you call this? It looks like you're trying to make a name by taking shots at someone who earned their place." "I earned my place too, Sly. I didn't just fall into this chair, really? Because it seems like you think controversy equals credibility. You want to talk about age? Let's talk about experience, creating characters people still care about decades later." The audience was silent, witnessing more than a tough interview. Michael's composure began to crack. "I'm not attacking you personally. I'm asking questions viewers want answered." "No, you're asking questions you think will get you noticed." "There's a difference, Michael. If you can't see that, maybe you should rethink your own career." The words hung heavy. Michael flushed, struggling to maintain a smile. "I think you misunderstand, Sly. I came to talk about my work, and you turned this into a roast. That's not misunderstanding. That's your choice of host." Michael's jaw clenched. He had done thousands of interviews, but this was new territory. He could feel producers holding their breath. "You're overly sensitive, Sly. This is live television. Questions can get heated." Stallone's eyes flashed. "Overly sensitive? You called my life's work desperate and now lecture me on sensitivity? Michael, you don't know who you're dealing with." "I know exactly who I'm dealing with." Michael shot back, his professional mask cracking. "I'm dealing with someone who can't take honest criticism, coddled by Hollywood for too long." The studio felt the shock. Even camera operators exchanged glances. Stallone slowly stood, casting a shadow over the set. "Coddled? You want to talk about coddled? Asking about struggles while collecting a paycheck, reading a teleprompter." "Sit down, Sly. You're making a scene." "I'm making a scene. You started this by ambushing me. I'll stand if I want. This is a conversation between equals, not talking down to me like a washed-up has-been." Michael's face turned red. "Nobody said you were washed up, but if the shoe fits?" The audience gasped. Stallone stepped closer, voice dropping to a menacing whisper. "If the shoe fits? Did you really say that to me?" On live TV, Stallone's hands trembled. "Michael, you just made the biggest mistake of your career. Are you threatening me?" Michael stood too, matching energy. "Let's end this now if so." "I'm not threatening. I'm telling you crossed a line. You want to talk about shoes fitting? Let's talk about arrogance. How you think this chair makes you untouchable." The tension suffocated the studio. Producers frantically signaled, but both men ignored everything but the confrontation. "Your problem, Sly. You can't handle the fact your time is over. You cling to relevance." Stallone laughed, but no humor. "My time over? Michael, I've been relevant longer than you've been alive. I made movies when you were figuring out football. I'll be relevant long after you're forgotten. At least I know when to retire." "Gracefully? Is this graceful?" "Attacking a guest you came to promote work?" Michael slammed the desk. I'm not attacking. I ask legitimate questions. You act like a child. A child? Stallone's voice rose. Want to see a child? Someone thinking hosting a show makes them important, confusing loudness with rightness, not knowing journalism from bullying. I'm not a bully, Sly, I'm professional. Your job is to make guests comfortable, have real conversations, not tear them down. Michael's face showed it. He'd built a post-football career as a friendly host. Being called a bully hurt? You don't get to tell me how to do my job. Your show? Stallone raised an eyebrow. This isn't your show, Michael. It belongs to viewers. They decide if you're worth watching. And now they watch you ruin your credibility with a cheap shot. Michael's hands shook near profanity, almost slipping. Stallone watched, calm, almost pitying. Go ahead, finish that thought, he said. Show America what kind of man you are. Michael's chest rose and fell. He was seconds from career suicide, but pride refused to back down. You don't know me, Michael said, voice shaking. You don't know my accomplishments. Stallone shook his head. Michael, what you built is fragile. One challenge shows that. The truth hit Michael like a blow. His shoulders sagged. Crew froze. Audience sat stunned, witnessing a career-defining moment. I didn't start this, Michael said, voice weaker. You got defensive over a simple question. A simple question? Stallone stepped closer. There was nothing simple. You called my work desperate, questioned my relevance and judgment. That wasn't journalism. It was personal attack. Michael gripped the desk, knuckles white. I was asking viewers questions. No, you were asking questions to make yourself look important. There's a massive difference. Michael's face shifted through confusion, anger, and desperation. My leadership turned this show around. Ratings higher than ever. I interviewed presidents, celebrities, athletes. Have you? Stallone's voice quiet, heavy. What you built is a platform for ego, making others feel small. Is that your pride? Michael crumbled, facade gone. You don't understand the pressure. Every day, every interview must be perfect. Stallone softened slightly. Everyone feels pressure. How you handle it counts. Lift people up or tear them down. Today, you tore down. I wasn't trying, Michael protested. Hollow words. I wanted good television. Good television? Stallone gestured. Two men yelling because you thought ambushing creates compelling content. Michael, this is a train wreck. You're the engineer. Michael's face flushed embarrassment. Studio froze. I've worked too hard to let someone destroy it, but no real conviction. Someone like me? Stallone raised an eyebrow. Someone who's been in this business 50 years, created things people remember, understands entertainment versus exploitation. Michael opened and closed his mouth, drained. He was losing publicly. The real tragedy? Stallone's voice almost paternal. You're talented, charismatic, but you mistook provocation for skill. Michael's eyes nearly teared, fighting composure. I just wanted good television, he whispered. Ask questions that matter with respect, curiosity, not malice. That's the difference between a journalist and a shock jock. Silence hung. Michael's hands trembled. His career, reputation, everything hung. I never wanted to be a shock jock. I wanted respect. Then be that person. Don't demand respect while disrespecting others. Michael looked at the crew, audience, realizing the gravity. How do I fix this? He asked himself. Stallone said, start by owning what happened. No excuses. Michael looked into the camera. I need to apologize not just to Stallone but to viewers. That was unprofessional. I let my desire for compelling TV override respect. The apology was raw, unscripted, genuine. Stallone nodded. Start there, Michael. Words are easy. Actions count. I want to learn, Michael said, facing Stallone. I want to be better. I've been using this platform for ego, not audience. The transformation was remarkable. In one interview, viewers saw a breakdown and rebirth. Michael Strahan, confident host, now humbler, vulnerable, human. 5 minutes ago, Stallone said, I was ready to walk off. Watching you listen shows hope. Really? Michael asked, desperate. Maybe you destroyed the old version of yourself, Stallone said. Now we see someone remembering why they got into this business. Michael straightened. Some weight lifted. I got in to tell stories, highlight people making a difference, bridge celebrities and viewers. Noble goal, Stallone agreed. Not too late, but you must give up cheap shots, focus on story. Will people watch? Michael asked, unsure. Look at now, Stallone said, gesturing. Audience engaged, not because of shouting, but real conversation. People want authenticity. Give that, they'll watch. I think I understand, Michael said slowly. Controversy grabs attention, substance keeps it. Respect and curiosity build loyalty. Exactly, Stallone confirmed. Anyone can create drama. Real skill creates connection, lets guests share themselves. Michael's broadcasting approach rebuilt live on TV. I want to start over, Michael said. Ask questions from curiosity, not conflict. Stallone smiled. I'd like that, Michael, very much. The transformation was complete. What started as an explosive confrontation became a masterclass in professional growth and human connection. Subscribe and comment below. What was the most powerful moment in this exchange between two giants of entertainment?